Hello, my name is Vincent Allen. I'm the producer of the Dragon Fruit. Some of the things I worked on is the UI, the AI, and audio. For programmers, we have Eli, who worked on combat, and also the level editor. And we have Julia, who worked on art implementation, and also level design. For artists, we have Kira. She worked on the enemy art and the character art. And we also have Michaela, who sadly isn't here today. She worked on the environment and also the UI. Our game is the Fountain of Youth, and our high concept is a 2D dungeon crawler where you're an old witch who, with a variety of attacks and abilities, fights her way to the Fountain of Youth. Here we start on the main menu. As you saw earlier, we passed the tutorial screen, and that briefly explains the combat and also some miscellaneous features. I'll summarize the combat for you. Combat consists of two parts: mana and abilities. You can charge your mana by attacking enemies with your melee attack. Once you have enough mana, you can use that on your abilities. Your abilities, you already have 3 abilities. 1, Mushmancy, a powerful ranged attack. 2, Frost Cloud, a ranged attack that will slow down your enemies. And 3, Cure, which will restore your health. Next up, we have the map. On the map, you are represented by a red dot. And there are 3 key features of the map. First is the keys. You can use the keys to unlock locked doors, which are represented by the X's in between rooms. Next is the ledges. In-game, the ledges act as one-way entrances. You can also see where these are as arrows between the rooms on the map. And then lastly, we have the Fountain of Youth. This is your objective. You'll need to use the map to navigate the levels and find your way to the objective. Right around here, Julia will be using one of the speed cheats so we can navigate to the Fountain of Youth faster. Next up, we have AI. So for pathfinding, we use the A-star algorithm, and the enemies that use this is the Arm Shroom, which is an area of an effect attack, moves slower, and has more health. And then we have the Goblin, who moves faster, has less health, and has a shorter range attack. Next up, we have custom tools. Some of the custom tools we made is a custom UI, custom collision, and our own level editor. And the reason we made these is so we can speed up development and also have much more freedom and direct control over the things we make. Momentarily, we'll use a cheat to teleport to the last room, which will have the Fountain of Youth. When you collide with the Fountain of Youth, it'll play the winning animation, and you'll have won the game. Before we end the presentation, I want to show that you can indeed lose the game. And Julie will navigate back to the game and let the enemies attack them. When you die, you move to the game over screen, and you have the option to move back to the main menu. From here, we'll show you the credits. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.
Dragon Fruit, that's a nice complete game that looks like you had there in a lot of ways. Like that map was extensive, it seemed like, and is that whole map playable all the way through? Right, and then a couple of different enemies. Like I think we could start looking at exploring the ideas of other enemies, but scoping down to what you did, like you included a lot of good stuff. I mean, we've seen a little bit of tutorial on some other games, but I like seeing like the full tutorial level. I like seeing like that you can move all the way through those different pieces. Let's have a little bit of a readability thing as you sort of go from screen to screen. Like I might want to see a little more of a pathway into that next like kind of part of the map somehow, with a little less maybe abruptness, an animation or something. But those are minor things compared to like kind of bringing the whole thing together at once. So I didn't see anything that looked real buggy. It goes from there like, yeah, I don't have too much to criticize in that case. Like that's a fun overall game.
So a quick thing, I don't think I've ever told anyone this, but I think I might be psychic. I mean, I don't know what it is, I'm getting accused, but I think you need to activate Windows. Bottom right screen. I'm being a bit flippant, but there's a point to it. The thing is, when you're demoing any sort of game, anything can take the audience's attention away from it. So the idea is, try and minimize as many distractions there as you can. And the part that I can see go through is, I'm paying a bit of attention to that as well as the game. In terms of the game itself, I liked it. It was a decent sort of game. It seemed very complete. Very nice art style. That seemed like it was all rounded affair. The only thing is, I imagine that that Zelda was a big inspiration for it, but it felt like a really big inspiration. There's nothing wrong with that. It's been a fantastic thing, but I'm seeing like a complete game one that's very playable. But the thing that's going back in mind is, what's different about this that you can't see in Zelda or any other stuff? Another thing is the transition between screens. I mean, I can see a lot of, I understand that you can't exactly have one whole scrolling world because you've got the whole sort of square, square map in between it. But it can also see some sort of visual cue on there, like, you can go this way and not the others, or just something that doesn't just go automatically go from, you touch the black edge and then the black edge another screen.
Yeah, and I think overall this is fantastic. I think you did a great job with the concept, with the art. I would echo definitely the comment about the screen transitions, because when I was watching you play, it was hard for me to tell that it was even a pathway off the screen. It wasn't obvious to me. So because I was sitting there imagining, if I was sitting there playing it, I wouldn't know exactly where to go because I can't tell. There's no hint that I can go up or down or whatever. Other than that, I mean, I don't have a lot of feedback, but I'm kind of curious what happens then. You get to the Fountain of Youth, and then, is the game over, or does it take on a different tone from there, or whatever? But great job.
Yeah, I also really liked the art, and I like pixel art in general. It's impressive that with multiple people working on the art, that the characters, environment, and UI all seem to have a unified art style. It's really important, which is another good polish. I thought it was interesting to have this mechanic where you use your melee attacks to charge up the mana for your spell attacks. Building on that later, I think will give you a lot of really interesting gameplay. There was good diversity in player abilities, like having 4 there, and you could clearly add more really easily, but they were all very different and clearly different applications. I thought that showing the keys on the map kind of robbed the player of the opportunity to explore and find them themselves. Having like follow or something, and presumably you would go that direction anyway, but I thought a useful thing to explore. I also really liked the feedback that you had on player actions, so flashing the skill when you press that button, really smart, and flashing the player when you take damage or enemies when they take damage, so that's all really consistent and stuff. All excellent work.
Great pitch, first off. Second, really enjoyed how not just complete your game is, but how well-rounded it is. Every single feature, mechanics, thematic elements, your map, your characters, it all meshed together really well. And that's something I've not always seen in builds this quick. So very good work there. I'll reiterate the change in map note. That note was just a little bit awkward to me, but I still think that it was well developed. It's pretty minor. Overall, very good. Oh, and good tutorial as well.
Actually, one additional comment. I loved the moment at the end where you get to the Fountain of Youth and you turn into a baby. That was really funny. kind of makes me want to play as the baby. I would say really that the core gameplay doesn't directly address the theme. Like the player character is like an old lady, but that's not really reflected in the mechanics. Maybe something to examine for another future project.
Actually, I have one thing. So you mentioned A-Star pathfinding. How did you guys implement that into your game? Like, was it, I know there's a lot of A-Star pathfinding assets on like the asset store. Did you just like look up what it was and try to code it yourself? Or?
We used several tutorial videos, and then we also rebuilt it to work best with our custom level editor and stuff.
That's awesome. Like A-Star pathfinding at this level of programming is very impressive. So well done.
Okay, so we're going to do a quick, the sound was actually turned off on the stage, so we're going to let them do a quick play just to see some of the sound effects and stuff like we did with the other one, and then we'll go ahead and have them exit.